Good evening to all of you. Supala Foundation and luminaries, both setups present the a short account of famous personalities who shown their excellence and human service in the respective chosen fields in the bygone years and decades. So we thought that it is in fitness of things to recapitulate, reintroduce those eminent personalities, which we often say as luminaries, particularly the exuberance presented by them in their appreciable deeds, which was an influence factor to the not only then society and continued that influence, and it is going on to continue in the present generation as well as to the future generation also. In view of this, the personalities involved in the previous generations, the silent features of their profession, service, and personality, life's achievements are all required to be briefed to the next generation, particularly youth sector, which will be a lighthouse of guidance and knowledge useful for their future lives. So today we are going to highlight such a personality who is the gem in the Telugu land, but always served at a national level. Freedom movement, entrepreneurship, and also writing historical contributions, and also politics, and also heading a eminent political party at national level. He is none other than Dr. Bhogaraju Pattabhisitaramaya garu. Dr. Bhogaraju Pattabhisitaramaya garu, the great freedom fighter, patriot, and a Gandhian follower, was one of the front rank national leaders. He was an undisputed statesman and a polyglot who could speak fluently in Telugu, Sanskrit, English, Urdu, Hindi, and Tamil. Oh, he is a perfect and icon of a linguist, multilinguist rather. Patabi was born on 24th November 1880, exactly 140 years back, in Gundugolanu village, then in Krishna district, and now it is part of West Godavari district. He lost his father when he was very young and was good at studies and games. He went to school wearing only an angavastram, that means a perfect, just suitable, sufficient towel, till the 8th class and did not put on even a shirt. This means half naked. This habit makes it clear that he was in dire necessary and great poverty. He passed the then Fellow of Arts FA examination in first division at the Noble College, Machilipatnam, which was a very famous educational institution. He won the appreciation of Sri Raghupati Venkatratnama Naidu, who was a lecturer in Noble College and the founder of Brahma Samajam, another eminent organization uh, which shaped many personalities with great influence. in that area, in Andhra area. He helped Pattabhi financially, and with the scholarship sanctioned by the government, Pattabhi did his BA degree course in the Madras Christian College. He received a scholarship to continue his MA degree, but he preferred to do medicine. That means he wanted to become a doctor and serve the society. In 1899, he married Rajalakshmi, the daughter of Ganjam Venkatratnam Pantulu. His father-in-law wanted Pattabhi to study law, but Pattabhi said, "It is difficult to be a lawyer without telling lies." Wow. And joined the MBCM in those days, the present MBBS course. That means a comprehensive medical professional course in Madras Medical College. He completed his medical course in 1906. In those days, Dr. Rangachari was the number one in the field of medicine, and Pattabhi was number two. The Pithapur Maharaja, which we call in Telugu as Pithapuram, Pithapuram Maharaja offered Pattabhi the estate medical officer's job, but Pattabhi rejected the offer, not willing to work under a Jamindari and Maharaja. He started private practice in Machilipatnam. In those days, doctors had a tough time to diagnose diseases as they did not possess modern equipment. But Pattabhi gained a name in diagnosis and won the appreciation of many. In 1910, he established the Andhra Jatiya Kalasala in Machilipatnam. He was the editor of Krishna Patrika from 1908 to 1911, the magazine which started by Mutnur Krishna Rao, another great personality. He was the editor of the State People's Patrika, Janmabhoomi Weekly, and Sahakara Patrika in Telugu. Pattabhi was the first person responsible for establishing cooperative banks in Andhra. In 1915, he established the Krishna Cooperative Central Bank in Machilipatnam in the district. That is now the Krishna District Central Cooperative Bank. In 1923, Pattabhi established the first commercial bank in the state, which was coined as the Andhra Bank. That means the exclusive and solo financial institution from the Telugu land, that is Andhra land, and created livelihood to thousands of young men and women. He extended financial help to the needy and opened up loan facility to the industrial and agricultural sectors. In 1927, he established the Land Mortgage Bank in Vadlamannadu, and in 1929, the Bharat Lakshmi Bank, and created ample banking facilities in Andhra. In 1925, he established the Andhra Insurance Company, and in 1935, the Hindustan Ideal Insurance Company. With this, he was surely, from society point of view, in order to create a grounding and established financial institutions, whether it is agriculture, whether it is a bank or insurance company or cooperative sector. With his vision and mission, he went on creating establishments and institutions in order to provide employment and service simultaneously. His life is an inspiring message to the present day youth. He came of an ordinary family, but by self help, determination, and self confidence, reached a high point in life. He gave up the remunerative medical profession, took part in the national movement and freedom movement, and underwent imprisonment for more than 7 years. He strongly believed that unless one achieves economic freedom, one cannot enjoy political freedom. That was the reason why he established many banks, giving importance to finance the agricultural sector, improved the agro-based industries, increased the agricultural production, and strove to make Andhra the granary of South India. He organized movements for a separate state for Andhra Pradesh in 1908 and in 1915 for the establishment of Andhra University. He took part in the Salt Satyagraha in the 1930. He participated in the civil disobedience movement in 1932 and went to jail. He played a prominent part in Sribhag Agreement in 1937. In 1942, he went to jail again by taking part in Satyagraha. He played a prominent role in the Quit India movement in 1942. Naturally, he authored the books for and against Andhra province, History of the Congress, and was complimented by many. He was a member of the Constituent Assembly in 1946, the president of the Congress Party in 1948, and the governor of Madhya Pradesh in 1952. The Andhra University honored him with D.Litt degree. He settled finally in Hyderabad. On 17th December 1959, he passed away, having served the nation all his life. Though he left us physically, his service to the nation and the institutions established by him have made him immortal. Last but not least, one thing we have to recapitulate one particular initiative of his, that is the establishment of Andhra Bank. Since establishment till recently, it was the undisputed financial institution, though it is the set from South India, that is Andhra Pradesh, with registered office in Machilipatnam. It spread its wings to hook and corner of the India, and it was a very gem of a financial institution, unquestionable, unanswerable service provided not only to the nation but also to the external branches. But many a times, government had thought in different ways with varied interests and decisions. Banks reorganization right from 1969, starting with nationalization, many reorganization, amalgamation, all took place in the recent government's initiative. Unfortunately, in the consolidation, merger, and mixing of uniting the banks, in the process, Andhra Bank has very sorrowfully had lost its identity as an banking institution in its name, and clubbed with the Union Bank of India. So this was a major bank for South Indians for decades together. It has lost its identity. However, the Andhra people are very much attached to the institution, Andhra Bank, and wherever it is, the tradition and services in whatever fashion it will continue, and it is a landmark and icon as Andhra Bank to the lives and the geographical pattern of Andhra Pradesh. So, like this is Dr. Pattabi, Bhogaraj Pattabi Sitaramaya Garu is a very eminent, influential personality, um, not only to the Telugu land, but also to the country as well as at very national level. in not only the politics, but also the public administration. He is an entrepreneur, visionary, and also author of many books. So it is a proud privilege for Supala Foundation and the Grandhakuti and the luminaries that today we are again recapitulating his life and the personality of exemplary nature and the magnum opus personality who served India in a very unquestionable and unanswerable efficiency. So let us pay tributes, regards to the great person that is Dr. Bhogaraj Pattabhisittarame garu. So with this, we thank and for the response and encouragement being given to this gallery of mini portraits which are being furnished in a video and a presentation format so that it gives instead of article it gives the sound vibrations and also the vocal communication as it is useful for the not only for the general interest but also to the various academic circle, particularly to the young and youth sector. So we'll come with the another historical background of another luminary at the very short. Thank you very much. Good night.